Welcome to Spitbucket again. I'm here with PJ Charteris. PJ's been at Brokenwood for 1,000,000 years. Almost.
Almost. I don't look that old, come on. I look younger than you.
Oh, thanks. We'll move on from that. We've established you're a Kiwi, and how unfortunate that is, but that's okay. You've come across here. No plans to head back, like you're making a wine over there?
Yeah, making a little bit of Pinot.
Which we discovered last night. It was fantastic wine.
Just to keep the hand in, you know.
Yeah. Okay, earn a few bucks to sort of buy more,
hopefully,
more diamond rings
or more Burgundy.
That's a much better idea. No, that's now you were a winemaker of the year. You're also made the wine of the year last year.
Yeah, New South Wales wine of the year.
Okay.
2007 Forest Edge Chardonnay from the Forest Edge Vineyard at Orange.
Yep. Tell us about Orange.
The vineyard's actually above the town of Orange, up on Mount Canobolas, about 1,050 metres. So right at the top of the vineyard range. Very cool climate. Produces wines with lovely acidity, and as you can see, we're going for something a little different.
The funky
here.
style.
Yeah, nice and funky.
Sort of
perhaps
the John Travolta of wine.
Inspired. Great complexity, tastiness, but
we just looked at the 06 just before, which is terrific. But it's got all the good things from 06, but it's also more structured, tighter.
Yeah, definitely tighter and finer.
Yep.
And that just comes from the vintage.
Makes it a terrific
lovely
wine.
line and length in the wine. Very well structured. So yeah, New South Wales wine of the year last year, 2009.
Congratulations.
Thanks.
We're here with the Mistress, so to speak. We picked up, this is the 09 Mistress block. Hunter Valley Shiraz. Where is the Mistress block?
It's about 1 kilometre the other side of the Graveyard Vineyard, on the opposite side of Cypress Lakes. The small vineyard, only about 5-6 acres.
How long have you been making it?
The 80, what have we got here? 88.
That's the early one?
The first one. The vineyard's actually owned by Rod McGeoch and Dieter Colvin.
Of legal
Sydney
and Olympic fame.
Yeah. So,
he was actually made of mile man's.
Oh, there you go.
Yeah.
So
we'll move on from that. Yeah, okay. Oh, okay. I knew you guys made wine from his vineyard. I didn't realise that was the Mistress block. Why is it called Mistress?
Well,
or is that not something we can do on a family show?
Rumour has it that back in the late 1800s, when Ord Wilkinson had his vineyards up here and other land holdings, he spent most of his time in Sydney and then would come up for harvest and other important agricultural times of the year. At least that's what he called it anyway. And it gets lonely in the country. He had a young lady up here, and when he sold the land and moved on, she didn't want to be left unaccounted for, so it was kind of silence land.
Okay.
And now known as the Mistress block.
Fair enough. What makes it different from Graveyard?
Well, the first thing is that the site's very different. It's quite a steep hill site, chocolate loam soil, so a lot more fertility than the red clay in the Graveyard. Ripens 2 to 3 weeks earlier, which is considerable in the Hunter for red. So right at the back of Semillon, we're picking Mistress as generally our first red. Faces east-southeast, so it's a bit cooler site. And the other really important thing is there's no mobile phone reception there, so I can go there and I don't get annoyed.
So you can hide from people that...
Pretty much.
Yeah, okay. Tell us about your vineyards down there.
The vineyard, interesting thing, we were looking, when I joined Brokenwood, Rigsy was looking for another area to investigate, and it just so happened in my previous job we'd been looking around Beechworth. Because
you were South Corp.
That's right, yeah. Looking around Beechworth for good Chardonnay parcels, and Rigsy said we think we have a property. We went and had a look and got some people together and brought, it's about 1,200 acre sheep property.
So it's not...
Yeah, it's a beautiful piece of land. It's where the vineyard is right at the back of the property. It's a bit of a stealth vineyard. You can't really see it. There's about 100 acres planted to all the varieties mentioned.
Well, the success of Gioconda Chardonnay...
Yeah, it's a no-brainer.
Exactly. Yeah. You'd think, well, let's go and see what we can find.
Yeah.
And there's been so many other good wines come out of, the Castagna stuff with their Sangiovese and Viognier. Plenty of good Shiraz.
Yeah, not to mention Chardonnay, which the success
pretty
for us
exciting.
has been the strength of the Chardonnay. Pinots are very good, but as the vines mature, we're up to 10 years old now, the Shiraz is really coming into its own. And I think
Which is
it'll
pretty
make
exciting.
some great, cooler climate, more elegant style Shiraz.
Okay. We are standing in one of Australia's great vineyards, the Graveyard. Note the 86, which
Fantastic wine.
is just about, you haven't done much better out of this vineyard, I don't reckon.
No,
But
it's an amazing
maybe the
piece.
best is yet to come. But tell us about the vineyard.
So all up, it's about 25 acres, split into about 10 different blocks.
Yep.
Vary in age from these old guys you can see behind us here, the old contours, which were
There's not
planted.
many contoured vineyards left in
No,
around.
no,
Eden
no.
Valley's got a few.
Yeah,
and,
but
there's
that's
not
it.
many around.
So planted like that to take full advantage of any rainfall.
Yep.
So before the days of irrigation.
Mm-hmm.
So that was planted in 1968, and so 42 years old now. What a great year 68 was. I don't know about the wines, but you know, some people were born in 68. So those guys were born in 68, and look at what they do now. That 86 is a great example. Vines that, as you can see, they have quite a small structure.
Yep.
I call it bonsai viticulture, really. They don't have a big growth habit, and they have a very small crop. So that's the secret to Graveyard. Small crop, good concentration of flavour, good balance of acidity and tannin. Beautiful
What's the
Shiraz.
future? What's going to happen with Graveyard?
Well, I think one thing we have learnt off these old vines here, in about 2000 we looked at these guys here and looked at those guys and said, well, why are they making such great wine, and why is this not the same level as that? And we tracked back through the historic records, and this was all clonally selected material.
Okay, yeah.
So it's either PT23 or 1654 clone of Shiraz. And we started planting with this block you can see just down in the middle here.
Down the back, yeah.
With cuttings off those old vines, and at 5 years old they were already producing better fruit than these guys that were 20 years old. So we said, hold on, there's something in this. Selection Marsal. What we did find out, and from
Sorry,
the
do you want to
loose
explain
history.
Selection Marsal for people?
Yeah, Selection Marsal is the mother selection from the vineyard. So we found out that most of the cuttings for this came off McWilliam's Old Hill.
Oh, okay.
So that came from Busby at Kirkton.
Oh, wow.
So 2 degrees of separation. There's a fair bit of history tied up in that. So we took more cuttings off these old boys, planted out the old Chardonnay blocks, the old Cabernet stuff, and across the road in Verona Vineyard, you can see over there still some old vines down the bottom, but up the top there's all Selection Marsal.
Okay.
And we've extended that and said, well, hold on, our other great single vineyard Shiraz, the Rayner Vineyard in McLaren Vale, planted in 1950, Wade Vineyard in McLaren Vale, taken from that old Kay's Brothers block. You know, very, very old vines. And Seville Estate, planted in 68, the same year as this. Now we know that all those Shiraz vineyards produce different wines. It's still Shiraz, but different flavour profile, different structure. And we've taken cuttings off those 4 vineyards, Graveyard, Rayner, Wade, Seville, and planted that block just going up by the road there as a section of each of those 4 Selection Marsals, and we've done the same thing at the Beechworth Vineyard.
How long ago did you plant that one?
That was planted about 4 or 5 years ago.
So too early for Graveyard yet?
Yeah, so just in its first year of grapes last year. So next year we'll hopefully get a barrel of each of those planting stocks.
Now, one of your little sections here is called State of Origin, is that correct?
Yeah, which is that section.
Oh, that is that's why it's called
the State of Origin.
It's a bit rich, New South Wales, calling anything State of Origin, seeing as you haven't had
haven't
anything
held
to do
on
with
to
it for a
anything,
long time. I just thought I'd throw that in.
Yeah, no, I think that's good, because I'd go for Queensland anyway.
See, he's an honorary Queenslander.
That's right.
All right, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Thank you from Spitbucket.